Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. So I am back with several different prophetic messages. So with that being said, let's go ahead on and get into the message, okay? But first, I want to let you guys know that if you want to hear the full message, you're going to have to go over to YouTube. If you are on Instagram and if you're on Facebook, you're going to have to go over to YouTube to hear the full message, okay? But this is a very urgent message, and this is a warning, so that way that you don't get caught off guard, okay? If it could be pertaining to you, and even if it's not pertaining to you, you could just be within the vicinity of any of this stuff taking place or transpiring. Okay, so I want to make you guys aware of yesterday evening when me and my kids were having dinner, right? First of all, I want to say this. We heard so many different sirens going back to back, back to back, back to back. Well, today we have this full moon that we have going on, and apparently this is an intense full moon, okay? But this full moon is bringing some sort of conflict, tension, as well as crisis along with it, okay? So if there's anything that you have not addressed in your life that the universe has been asking you to address, I did messages before when I said that if we've been too much in our head and thinking too logically in a sense, and we're not balancing the head and the heart, and going after what the heart wants rather than just reasoning with your head and just saying, no, it's just this way, rather than balancing the two in a sense. Well, you may find yourself dealing with some of this tension, some of this conflict, and some of this stuff that's rising to the surface, okay? But first of all, this first message came through, and bear with me because there were so many messages. Okay, so first of all, I said, yesterday we heard all of these sirens. I want to say it was probably at least about 5 different separate sirens, one after the other. It was a pause, and then you heard another one probably like 5 minutes later or whatever, but it was like at least 5 or 6, okay, kind of in a row. But this first dream that I had, it was as if I could see just so many different conflicts taking place in the spiritual realm, okay? Like it was like a group here, they was having conflict. It was a group over here, they was having conflict. And it was a group over here, and they was having conflict. Well, in these different group dynamics, everyone was fighting, okay? And this fighting could come in any way, shape, or form. It could be people put in there, going at it in a sense. But I'm just hoping that, everything happens for a reason. So whatever your situation is that you're dealing with, if you're being divinely guided to stand up, then that's what the universe is requiring from you. For others, it just may be a simple conversation of going back and forth, the bickering in that way. But like I said, most of the groups that I saw, they were literally like bickering and, fighting each other. And for some, it was literally like fighting over a woman in a sense. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out, or I'm not sure, but I'm just letting you know now. I'm just giving you the heads up, okay? So just be mindful, because I don't know if this is a situation of maybe like a female may have cheated. I don't know. And maybe this person is trying to get the other person back. I don't know. And just take it how it resonates, because it can even possibly go vice versa as well too, meaning like this is a female who's doing the fighting, because female do carry masculine energy as well too. Okay, so anyway, in this dream I saw was a lot of shady activity going on, okay? Just from what I saw, men were fighting women over women. Oh, okay. So yeah, people was even getting to the point that they was using like these dirty tactics, okay? Because I saw like something was in like a little, how you go to the little convenient carryouts, let's just say in an office building, and they have the little clear containers that folds down like this in a sense. I saw in a container, it was almost like it was supposed to be like a decapitated type head in there, but let's be honest and realistic. A head cannot fit in there unless it was like of a, maybe a smaller animal or something, but it appeared as if it was a head in there, okay? Like a human head was in there, okay? And I don't want to scare anybody, but this is just how I saw it in the dream, okay? It was just like somebody's head had been decapitated in some sort of way, and they was using this as like a tactic. So hopefully, I hope that that's not the situation or how it plays out in a sense. But, hopefully nobody's going around torturing animals as well either. So anyway, this next message came through, but like I said, the situation is going to be, people are going to try these little dirty tricks, in other words. So I'm just giving you this information so you can have the heads up. And then this other, let's see. And then even in situation of family dynamics, you may see even a family member fighting someone else as well too, is what I saw. Okay. Sorry y'all, I had to write this stuff down in the middle of the night, so I'm just trying to go over my notes because there was so much stuff coming to me at one time. And then there's another situation to where I felt like it wasn't necessarily a courtroom, but I felt like this was some shady and dirty business kind of going on behind the scenes, that let's just say that whether it's co-workers or it can be anywhere. Okay, so apply to anywhere, any situation that, you know, if it's resonating with you, that one could be dealing with. It came through. So let me use this as an example. So let's just say you're on a job, right? And let's just say that it may be a bunch of people who have been there way longer than maybe you have been there, in a sense. Okay, remember, this is an example. Others have been there way longer than you have been. And even if, I'm hearing Spirit say, even if they haven't been there as long as you have been there and they came on the scene after you, these people have conformed to doing things the way that the company does it, okay? So the way I saw this was the company, everybody, mostly everybody in the company, it's like they didn't have any, oh God, why am I got hiccups right now? It's like they didn't have any integrity, okay? They didn't have any integrity. They didn't stand up for what was right. Instead, they went along with the get along, okay? So you just do what you see everybody else doing, just to get along. I don't even know why these hiccups are coming up right now. You're going along with the get along for the sake of whatever reason. And then you hear my phone ringing, right? So I was just confirming. So anyway, so just be mindful of that, because I saw like as if it was somebody who was trying to do the right thing and they was about to say something, but it's like the people who worked there, who were the corrupt ones, and part of the shady business, they were basically they kind of made eye contact with this person, telling them like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make that decision, in a sense. Okay. But just be mindful of this, because people may be possibly trying to install fear in people by saying certain things, or or letting them think that if they react another way, like you may find yourself in being reprimanded or getting in trouble, fired, whatever. Just an example again. So let's move on. So some of you guys may be finding yourself dealing with that. Only take what resonates. So if you're not dealing with a situation that you're dealing with a whole bunch of people to the point of, that their business isn't, or that their business is shady, and you've known that all this time. So basically what I just heard Spirit say is basically God is cleaning house right now. He's cleaning house because he's trying to remove his people out of these places and positions to where, let's just say as we evolve and we go higher, and if you have integrity, morals, values, and self-respect for yourself, when you have these things, you're not going to allow yourself to settle for less than what you deserve. So in other words, somebody who has integrity, morals, and values and self-respect, they're not going to sit there and stay amongst people who are doing shady shit, okay? Because then that makes you like an accessory to the crime, okay? So let's move on. So the next message, because they didn't want somebody to say something, because it's almost like they would be interfering with their organization, in a sense, like, okay, well, don't do that, because then you won't be a part of this organization anymore. And then I saw a woman, this one came through the other day, and I totally forgot until Spirit brought this back to my attention yesterday, I saw as if there was like a woman falling off of something. So I don't want to really get into too much detail, but just be mindful, because the way I saw this it was as if like I was witnessing. So to me, it's like somebody may be witnessing somebody falling, and this is not no falling from like a second floor. This is like falling from somewhere high, in a sense, like, I don't know, like a building or high rise, I don't know, something of that nature. But I kind of got almost like something pertaining to like a theme park, like a ride or something. So just be mindful. So if you guys are out during this holiday season and you guys are on these, Ferris wheel type rides and so on that they usually have during this time, just be mindful, be careful, and just use your intuition, during this time. Okay. So, especially these little amusement parks that can build up in 2 days, definitely be mindful of those, because I learned long ago to anything that's built up very quick can come down very fast. Okay. And that doesn't mean that it cannot happen to like a amusement park that's up there 24/7, you know, like places like, you know, King's Dominion, Busch Gardens, Six Flags. Their rides are always up, so you don't have to rebuild those. But that doesn't mean that theirs can't, you know, that can't happen with theirs as well too. But the point I'm trying to make is anything that is being built quick can very much, you know, crumble as quick as well too. Okay, so just be mindful of that, because like I said, I saw a lady falling, and as it was being witnessed, it's like, oh my God, like she just fell in a sense. So it could be someone actually falling, and it could be a situation of maybe those people who have put themselves up on the pedestal, a representation of some of those people who have put themselves up on a pedestal and was kind of moving in a way that they thought they were above everybody else, that they're falling to the ground now. Okay. The next message is, so yeah, could be falling down to the ground and having a reality check now. Okay. Seeing their behavior for what it was. And whether this is an actual female archetype that I saw falling, it could just represent a female energy. Okay. Remember, males carry, oh, this is the challenges. I've never had to do this before. Males carry feminine energy as well too. Never had to do this before was given a video while having hiccups. Okay. So males carry feminine energy as well too. So it could either be happening to a male or a female. So keep that in mind as well too. Okay. So the next message came through, see the fall behind. Oh, so when I gave that message, I think it was yesterday, the message before this message, when I mentioned something about that there was like a military type person spying, take it how it resonates, because even if it's not a military person, I got the energy of like it was somebody pertaining to the military, but don't take them off the table, because that can apply to them as well too, is what I'm hearing. But also you can chalk this up too as just like somebody who is just psychic. So whether it's a psychic medium or a psychic reader, or somebody is just aware of a person's particular energy. So for some particular reason, they're like honing in on a specific person's energy in a sense. So just keep this in mind, because what came to me was like when you guys do like tarot card reads, in a sense, it's like the tarot card readers, because they're psychic, they pick up on the energy. Okay. And usually they pick up on the energy of the person. So it just depends. You never know whose energy that they're picking up on. So once they pick up on energy, it's almost like that energy gets fed. So as that energy gets fed, it's almost like they can have a little bit more access to your energy to see the things that you're doing, in a sense. Okay. So Divine Spirit like wanted me to make you aware of that as well too. Yeah. And I also got too that some of you guys may be feeling, because you may be hearing some of these messages, and you may be thinking to yourself that you're feeling exposed in some sort of way, meaning like people can see into your life, in a sense. Okay. Okay, so this next message, I heard God saying, when you receive others, they will also receive you. Okay, so in other words, when you are, we know what that means. Okay, so if you guys have been somebody who's not have been accepting of a certain group of people, and when I say a certain group of people, you know who I'm talking about. You know the people that you have been shunning, pushing away, giving a hard time to, just even if these people were close to you, or whether they weren't close to you, but you looked at these people in a certain light because they didn't move the way you did. They didn't act the way you did. They probably didn't speak the way you did, and they didn't have the same desires that you did. That doesn't mean that they're not human, that they have no desires at all. It's just that meaning that you're on one path, they are on a totally different path. And one thing we have to keep in mind and remember is that when God shows people certain things, you can't expect to know and understand how this person is moving, because God gave them the message and not you. So sometimes will be a situation of you don't understand why a person is moving the way that they're moving. Well, they're moving the way that they're moving, especially if they have that direct relationship with the Most High. They're moving the way they're moving is because God is is moving them and guiding them, okay? And you will also understand that too is once you start to develop that own personal relationship with God, soul, spirit yourself, you too would then see the same exact thing from their eyes. So what I'm hearing is it will become an eye opener, because now you're going to see why they was moving the way that they was moving, because this was God doing this, okay? And I just heard even some of you to the point of frustration, because I guess they wasn't conforming to how you wanted them to do things. Okay, so this next message that I received, so I'm sorry, go back to this too. So when it says, when I heard God say that when you receive others, they will also receive you too. And I'm just seeing somebody with open arms. So when you're basically having your arms open, because right now I just heard like shun. Some of you guys been shunning people in a sense, but don't realize when you shunning other people, you really shunning yourself, okay? So again, when you show others, basically when you show others love, they will also show you love as well too, okay? Same thing. And then the next message came through as, I could also hear some of you guys saying that I just want to have some fun, okay? We have been, let's be honest, we have been through some stuff like since 2020, and we all have been learning lessons. We all have been going through, we all been probably prejudging other people and what they got going on, thinking this and thinking that about the other person, especially if you're not tuning into, your intuition. You just assuming what you think you know about the other person or what they may be doing. But you may soon find out that others were having the same upheavals as you in a sense, but just different situations, okay? So yeah, I heard that some of you guys are just ready to just have some fun right now, okay? Just ready to have some fun, okay? And I just heard, who was it? Is Cindy Lauper? Girls, they just want to have fun. Oh, girls, they want to have. Don't mind my singing, y'all. Anyway, so just to let you know this too, because as I was writing this down this morning, God was revealing this to me. Just you making a conscious step of one, receiving others, okay? One, that's going to help get you out of some stuck energy, okay? So when you open up your arms to others and they're going to also receive you too, that is going to be a step of you getting out of the stuck energy that you have been in for God knows how long, okay? And then two, just wanting to have fun, just wanting to have a little bit of fun, that also is getting you out of more stuck energy, okay? So the more you do things, it helps you to get out of that stuck energy that you have been in the past, whether you've been stuck with past hurt emotions for whatever reason, or whatever it is that you have been thinking about that has just been making you mad, pissed off is what I'm hearing. It's going to help you to get out of that place. Just having a little bit of fun. When you just make one step and have a little bit of fun and you just keep feeding that energy, you're going to start to see things evolve and change for you for the better, okay? But you got to do your part too. You got to get up and you got to move. And then the next message, this one was a very important one. I don't know who needs to hear this, because I heard God saying that beauty comes from within, okay? And when I heard him say beauty comes from within, I got up to write that down. I also heard and not outward, and not from the outward, and not from outwardly, okay? So in other words, beauty comes from within, meaning like the way you talk, the way you walk, just your confidence, it's just like all of those things come from within, not any outside material possession. Thank you, Spirit. I just heard Spirit say not the outside, not any material possessions doesn't make you beautiful, okay? These things add to you, but the confidence is coming from within. And I say that to say, like, let me give you an example, because this is what came to mind. I remember one time I walked to the store, probably like about 3 years. I didn't walk to the store. 3 years ago, I went to the store and I was washing my hair, right? So I was washing my hair and I had my towel on my head that I used to, wash my hair with, okay? And I went to the grocery store like that. And I didn't care who was looking, who was watching. I just didn't even care. And, I just didn't even care, okay? So I say all that to say that beauty comes from, again, within. So it doesn't matter what you walk out the house in. people are gonna see your confidence regardless. And just okay. So in other words, what I'm saying is, if you walking outside the house in some sweatpants and you already know that you confident and you beautiful inside, well, guess what? The outside world already knows that as well too. So therefore, you have those people who may look at you and be like, you know what? They are beautiful, but they're wearing sweatpants. See, we got to get out that habit, okay? And I'm not saying that we should be walking around looking a certain type of way, but I'm just saying we should represent ourselves in a manner. But what I'm saying is the confidence, the beauty, and all of that comes from within. It starts from within, and not the world has told us that it starts outwardly, because what you don't realize is when it's being done outwardly, guess who's benefiting from that? As an example, people who are in the makeup industry, people who are in the clothing industry, people who are in the commercial businesses. Oh, buy this. This will make you look beautiful. Shoes, whatever. All those things are outwardly things. Those are just things that add to you, okay? So those things don't make you beautiful. Confidence and beautiful comes from within, okay? Anyway, so this last message was... Oh, no, actually, that was it. Oh, okay. So basically what Spirit was giving me was, in order to get out this stuck energy, some of you guys, if you now is the time to make your move and do what it is that you follow your heart, is what I just heard. Following your heart, whatever it is that your heart is desiring right now, follow your heart. Because if not, let's just say there's a door that's open right now. And I think I gave you a message like 2 weeks ago when I said the door's open, how you're going to choose. So you have this window of opportunity, and use it wisely, because at some point it's like that energy is here, the door is open. So if you don't make your move during the time you're supposed to, and you continuously decide to stay stuck, and you don't have the fun, and you don't open up your arms, you choose to stay closed off in a sense. Well, all these things, it's almost like you're going to get back on a hamster wheel and just go around on that cycle again until that energy presents itself again. And God knows we don't know when that energy is coming back around. So I just heard God is trying to hand you something. So whatever it is that he's trying to hand you, either you're going to step up and take what he's offering you, or you're going to allow yourself to stay stuck, or you're going to find yourself back on that hamster wheel again. Okay. And I just saw 2222. Oh my God. Okay. So that's a message. But anyway, so let me give you the scripture real quick before I go. And which was so funny because it's John 11, right? And it says, Jesus said to her, let me go up one so you know who I'm talking about. This is 21. It says, Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you have been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask. Okay. So God is going to give you whatever your heart is desiring. Okay. Whatever your heart is desiring right now. But it's a matter of you believing that. Okay. So 23 says, Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. So I will definitely say there have been some people who have definitely fell off the bandwagon. And it's like, oh my God, like, I don't even know who you are. Who are you? It is almost like to the point like you don't want to be around them. You don't want to associate yourself with them. Not because you're better than them, but it's just like, oh no, I don't associate with myself with that type of behavior in a sense, because I don't, I understand my worth, and I'm not going to allow you to treat me that way, talk to me that way, or behave to me in that way. Okay. And then, oh God, where did I leave off at? Your brother will rise again. Okay. So some of you guys have fallen off, and the people that I'm talking about are the ones I'm talking about. Like, you have looked at some people like, oh my God, like, who are you? I don't know who you are. So yeah, some people are having to die to their old ways. And I don't mean like literally die. I mean like a rebirth. Okay. A death and a rebirth phase. So 24 says, Martha answered, I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Well, right now we're kind of at the last day. Okay. And this is where God is asking you to rise up, stand up, have a backbone, express what's in your heart, because if not, you're just going to find yourself feeling more of the burden. Okay. And I just heard the Spirit say, God said, when you choose me, your burdens will be lighter. Okay. Your yoke will not be heavy. Your burdens will be lighter. And then 25 said, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. Okay. I just said we was going through, people are going through a death and a rebirth phase. Okay. That doesn't mean that you literally die. And 26 says, and whomever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? So that's a question you got to ask yourself. Are you going to move or are you going to stay stuck? Because someone who chooses to stay stuck is someone who doesn't believe. Someone who moves is someone who does believe, okay? But you make your own decisions and what's best for you. So if you want to get back on that hamster wheel, go right on ahead. It's your choice. It's your life. You have free will. So we choose what's best for us, not what somebody else wants us to do. And then 27 says, yes, Lord, she replied, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God who is to come into the world. Okay. Do I need to read this part? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna end it there because I think I went down too many lines. But anyway, so that's the message that I have for you guys. So like I said, again, just take this as a warning. You may see conflict, and even if you're not a part of this conflict, it may be around you for somewhere, the workplace, situations with neighbors, or just even in the news media, but like I said, I just saw a lot of conflict taking place. Okay, so with that being said, and yeah, so just remember that this phase is here because whatever is near and dear to your heart and whatever is in your heart, you should be going after your heart right now, okay? Not staying stuck of moving how society would tell us to move, to always just be thinking one way, okay? So we have a heart, we have a head, and we have to balance the two in between, okay? These are the changing times that we are in. We can no longer move and operate the same way we did before. The COVID shutdown was time for us to reflect and really go within and really try to heal some old wounds within ourselves. So therefore, if that was giving us the time to, readjust our perceptions to be able to see things from a different light. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end it there, but I wish you all much love, much light. And if I don't have any more messages, I hope you guys have a good weekend. So stay safe and much love and much light. Bye.